Okay, so I just got done watching Candyman 2021. I didn't get a chance to see this movie in theaters because at the time this movie came out, theaters in my local area were currently in shutdown. So I had to give this movie a miss in theaters, which was unfortunate. Um, and then the announcement came out that Candyman was coming to streaming and Amazon and all those other streaming services. And it only came to streaming last month. And then I thought to myself, well, it's only a few weeks from October, and October is the right month to watch like a scary film. Um, and so yeah, I thought I would just wait, like 2 or 3 more weeks to watch Candyman, to watch it in October, because just as a little surprise, since my list for October are movies I've seen, or I've seen one at one point in time, and then it's been maybe like 2 to 3 years since I have seen it. So I thought I would spice it up. I would add I would add like a few surprises that I haven't seen and I don't really know a whole lot about. Um, and while I have seen the original Candyman, the thing that I will praise most probably about this new movie is how it takes that original legacy and that original legend and it expands on it. There's a lot more lore in this movie. There's a lot more of a legend, to put it briefly, because I won't be getting into any specifics since this is a new movie that just came out in 2021. And I know it's been out for a while, but since it's a newly released movie, I won't be getting into spoilers, so I'm gonna try and steer away from any of that. But yeah, that was one thing I really liked, is how this movie respects the old legacy that was set up in the original Candyman, and this movie kind of takes that and builds some new legacy, builds some new lore on top of what we already know, and it plays out as a really interesting story, actually. Um, Another thing I really like is this is a very modern take on the Candyman legacy. Um, I can't really talk about this much, but this is a very cool story. The way this movie starts out, and like the setup to our main character, like hearing the legacy of a Candyman, and then him researching what he heard, and then him taking inspiration from the articles he read. Like, he's taking inspiration from these really horrific and graphic articles of people getting burned. I can't get too much into that side of the story, but he's taking inspiration from these articles and he's interpreting it into painting, and painting says a lot in just one frame, as is illustrated through the story of this movie. And that was just one thing I loved, is this is very much a story about ascending into madness, about kind of going insane, which is really what I loved about like this main character. Is you see, I guess you, in a way, you see like you see the starting line, and then you see the the ending line, where it all eventually does end up, and it's a very interesting story, seeing those phases, seeing the stages that this main character goes through to in order to do this certain in order to become this certain thing at the end of the movie. So I really dug that. I think all the performances in the movie I thought were really well done. Um, what else is to talk about? Oh yeah, the blood and gore. This movie does have some really cool kills in it. There's a really cool bathroom kill. There's a really cool like a kill at this. It's the first kill of the movie that takes place at like an art center, and I thought that was a really cool kill. Actually, I thought that was a really gruesome, a really gnarly looking kill there. And Tony Todd, this this guy has played Candyman for 3 movies now, and he's very popular in the horror community. He's very well known for the Final Destination movies. He was in Hellfest, and yeah, he's big in horror movies. He has a lot of like smaller smaller cameo roles, then he has some bigger ones, just like in the original Candyman. Um, which that is not a spoiler that Tony Todd is in this. That was announced, I think, in the marketing of this movie, that Tony Todd, he will be returning for this movie. And what I can say about his role is he's in it for a very short period of time. He's in it for a very short period of time, but it was very satisfying for Tony Todd to come on screen to actually see that. And it does set up for a really interesting sequel, which I would love to see. Like, seeing where this movie ends, I would love to see a sequel. And yeah, I think Tony Todd, I mean, he still got it. I mean, from what we see of him, which is very brief, he does an amazing job. He's really good in this movie. I think all of the direction and all of the visuals, I think, are really good in the movie. Um, One complaint I did have, though, the writing in this movie isn't the greatest. Um, I I guess I can talk about this. So the main character, he gets stung by a bee, and he lets it go by day, and his hand is getting worse and worse. And you're telling me that when you realize your hand is getting infected, that you will not go see a doctor? I mean, are you kidding me? You wait till the very last second? Like, are you kidding me? Are you joking? I mean, I found that really silly that, like, the second day when his hand was really fucked up. Like, you're telling me he did not go see a doctor that day? And so it's just like that. I thought was just, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't understand his mindset. I mean, that would be the most logical thing to do, is go see a doctor if your hand's infected. Like, that would be the most logical thing to do. So I didn't like the writing there. And there's just a few, bits of dialogue where I was just like, I wasn't sold on. But, like, overall, I think the movie, it has a great script. This is a very unique take on the Candyman character and the Candyman story. And as a whole, I really enjoyed this movie. And I'm glad I checked it out. If you guys have seen Candyman 2021, which I'm sure majority of you guys have, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was mad? Or did you really not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, hope you have a good rest of your day, evening or night, and wherever you are. And I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye.